Happy Monday, Hornets!
Welcome to the June 6th edition of SMS Buzz.
I'm your host, Kamdyn Mahler.
And I'm your host, Ruthie Bonfiglio.
We're glad to see you in our first episode of SMS Buzz that we're sneaking in here to end the school year.
To kick things off, we'll be listening to some ASMR, learning about the lacrosse team's accomplishments, talking to our very own eCyberMission champs, and hearing a stellar review of the weekly happenings in the world of pop culture. But first, some brief updates before we get into our segments.
June is Pride Month.
On June 5th, Saline's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee will raise a pride flag at City Hall at 1 p.m.
June was chosen for Pride Month to memorialize the Stonewall Riots, which was a series of demonstrations by members of the LGBTQ+ community in response to a police raid.
On the topic of the DEI committee, an optional survey has been sent out for student feedback on this school year before we leave for the end of the year. Please take a look at your emails.
With our initial updates out of the way, let's get listening to some ASMR.
ASMR, Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
A feeling of well-being combined with a tingling sensation in the scalp and down the back of the neck, as experienced by some people in response to a specific gentle stimulus, often a particular sound.
Today we're going to have people write different sounds to see which they like the best. Our first group of ASMR sisters is Graham, Meredith, and Oscar.
Was that a fart? I'm kidding, no.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna rate it a 3 again. It's kind of quiet.
I'm giving it a 1.
I'm gonna rate it a 7. I feel like that was really good. That was pretty satisfying. Pretty satisfying.
Four.
That's all for today's segment.
Now back to the studio. It looks like our students aren't the biggest fans of ASMR.
Now we're proud to introduce our longest-running feature for the show, where Tate Woodman continues his sibling Travis's legacy of Geek Weekly.
This week's edition of Geek Weekly is brought to you by Tate Woodman, Ben Holtz, and Malia Gorlitz. I'm your host, Tate Woodman, and let's get right into it. A couple weeks ago, the long-awaited Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness got released in theaters. Our team recently had a chance to watch this stunning movie. It can tell you everything you need to know before watching it. Before the movie even starts, the highly anticipated Avatar 2, The Way of the Water trailer is shown. It gives you a sneak peek into the new movie and its magic. This movie will be released on December 16th, 2022. Before watching the movie, you should first watch the original Doctor Strange and, more importantly, WandaVision. WandaVision gives us a look into the events after Avengers Endgame. It follows Wanda as we slowly learn more about what she has done to the town of Westview. In the show, Wanda created an entire new life for herself, bringing back vision and introducing us to two new characters, Tommy and Billy Maximoff. Wanda's kids. However, these kids don't really exist, but Wanda is powerful enough to keep an entire town under her control and even bend reality. In the end credits of this show, we learn that Wanda has gotten access to the Darkhold, a powerful book that may allow her to make her fantasies a reality. As soon as the movie starts, we're introduced to a new character, America Chavez, a powerful new addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She plays a critical role in the movie. Throughout the film, we discover more about America's past and her powers, which allow her to travel through the multiverse. America is a fun and unique character that we believe we will get to see much more of in the coming years. Finally, the visual effects in this movie are incredible. The director Sam Raimi and the visual effects team did an incredible job creating unique and well-made environments for these dynamic characters to traverse. However, this movie didn't have many surprises in store for the audience. I don't think it lived up to the hype. Back to you folks in the studio.
Thanks, guys, for updating us on some nerd news.
On another slightly nerdy topic, let's tune into Vidula Sankari and Katie Mullins for a review of the eCyberMission projects.
eCyberMission has been a great opportunity for our students to promote teamwork, self-discovery, and the real-life applications of work in a STEM environment.
From learning how to solve problems facing their own communities, to interacting with scientists and engineers to learn about different types of technology, such as robotics,
Food nutrition,
and alternative sources of energy,
eCyberMission has been an interesting and beneficial experience.
we sat down with Ms. Anastasov to get a better insight about what it's all about.
So what it's like to teach this in the classroom is it's a project that we are working on in the background. So it's a project that we start at the beginning, which we have to choose our partners wisely. And that's going to go throughout the course of this year. And what it is, it's a national competition. It's ran by the U.S. Army. And it's all online. So we do all the work here in the classroom, and then we submit all of our work, and then it's looked at by judges, and we're given feedback on it and comments. And so it gives the students an opportunity to do an elaborate science project, but then to turn it in and get feedback from others.
Thanks, Ms. A.
Now let's get some insight from the super scientists themselves that have gone to regionals with their eCyberMission project.
Eva Gatto and Isabel Belair.
Pros and cons.
I think some pros is that you can really find new information and really get yourself immersed in the project.
Well, I think a pro is you have freedom to do it, in my opinion, because it's just it had to be school orientated, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But you had a bunch of freedom for what your project would be about and what you would do for it.
Oh.
Thanks, you two. We loved hearing about your eCyberMission project, and we're so proud of how far you got.
Thank you, Eva Gatto, Isabel Belair, and Ms. Anastasov for all that insight about eCyberMission. I'm Vidula.
And I'm Katie.
Back to you in the studio.
Congrats to our eCyberMission champs. We hope you continue to do this in the future.
A reminder for all 7th and 8th grade students, your celebrations are coming up. On Thursday, June 9th, both the 7th grade picnic and 8th grade celebration will be taking place. We hope you enjoy making some fun and lasting memories in middle school.
To wrap up, let's head over to Cameron and Merrick for an update on the lacrosse team's accomplishments this season.
While other sports in Saline are more well known, some people don't know that we have lacrosse teams as part of community ed. The middle school boys team consists of 7th and 8th graders, while the girls team has 6th, 7th, and 8th grade players on the team. With the season coming to an end, Bryce Nadig and Ayla Steger reflect back on their lacrosse season so far.
I would say that my biggest personal accomplishment this season is I've been playing really good in the games this season. I've been making good passes for teammates and scoring a lot of goals, so I think that I've been playing well this season.
My biggest personal accomplishment this season is starting in the mid lineup, because when I originally started playing lacrosse in 5th grade, I would usually start as attack or defense, but this year my coach would put me in mid.
While personal accomplishments are great, lacrosse is a team sport after all, and both Bryce and Ayla's teams helped them out in big ways this year.
I'd say my favorite part of playing lacrosse for Saline is all of the friends I have that we play with. It's been really good. Our team is really tight with each other, and it's been that's definitely my favorite part, is the friends that I have on the team.
My teammates affect me when I play lacrosse because we all have to work together and do our part in the team if we want to succeed and win the games.
It sounds like both players have had a great time competing for our lacrosse teams. Both boys and girls teams had successful 2022 seasons. Looking forward to another great season next year. Reporting for SMS Buzz, I'm Kamdyn Mahler. Back to you in the studio.
Amazing job to everyone on the lacrosse team.
That's all the news we have today for you, Hornets.
Thank you for tuning in. I've been your host, Kamdyn Mahler.
And I've been your host, Ruthie Bonfiglio.
We hope to see you on our next episode of
SMS Buzz. Stay classy, Celine.